month strategy. So I am doing some catch up from this week when my technology world fell apart. And if you've ever had that happen, a lot of the times the dates, the reminders, the appointments, the consistent things that we're supposed to have in our head year to year are easily forgotten. I mean, without this thing to remind us or without our computer to remind us, it can be really tricky. And I noticed that kind of as the years start to go faster and as the appointments do kind of pile up, right? After a certain age, I'm getting a mammogram every single year. I get a DEXA scan. I get my eyes checked. Maybe everybody doesn't have to do that. I get my physical. I get my dentist, right? And it feels like those can add up as appointments. And I couldn't tell you for the life of me when the last time I did those are, because I have the great blessing of living a lifestyle and running a business that helps me stay above the wellness line. So I don't see my doctor. I haven't had a sick visit to my doctor since 2017, 2018. So those annual appointments are super important, right? I always want to check and make sure I'm on the right track. So what is my strategy? It's the birthday month strategy. So every year for my birthday month, which is September, I make sure I schedule all of my appointments during that month. And that way I don't ever have to think, when do I get my mammogram? When am I supposed to get my eyes checked? I don't know. When's the last time I got a new pair of glasses? I always know it was last September. Right? Now, I'll give you another tip from my dear Aunt Beth. She does it the month after her birthday, right? So if these sorts of appointments cause you any sort of financial burden or maybe anxiety, you can schedule them in the month after your birthday and have that sort of formula or whenever you choose to do it. The key is to make sure that you do them because preventative wellness is really the name of the game, right? We talk all the time about how Young Living has over 600 products that help our homes be detox, that help us stay above the wellness line, that have really changed my life, helped me recover in many ways from Bell's palsy. But what we don't talk about is the strategy. 90% of the strategy is getting well and staying well and nipping things in the bud right away. So when you have the birthday strategy, that helps take some of that anxiety off, or the month after birthday. And I think one of the reasons it's important to have and a benefit to have this strategy is that it's one and done. For 1 month, you're going to have some disruptions to your day-to-day life. You're going to have a fasting blood draw one morning. You're going to get your eyes dilated maybe one day, but you're going to get it all done in 1 month and it doesn't kind of linger on. The next thing is, I think it is the best way to remember. I'm going to guarantee you that if I said, I've got a great strategy, I'm going to make sure I do my eyes every March, my ears every April, my mammogram every May, I would come up with a great plan and never remember it unless I document the heck out of it. So it makes so much sense for me to be like, it's September. I got to make sure I got my appointments, right? So it's memorable. And then the next thing is when you do it in your birthday month, to me, it has positive associations because it shows me I'm proactive in my health. I'm making sure that I'm showing up annually when I'm supposed to, and I'm getting myself checked so that I can make sure that the lifestyle I'm choosing is really supporting my wellness. I may not feel sick, but we all know there's a myriad of things that are out there. And a lot of times people say, I didn't know I had a problem until I went to the doctor and the blood test showed that I needed to address this issue, right? So it's positive to have it with your birthday because it's like I'm doing self-care as a gift to myself. I'm doing it as a gift to my family, to my spouse, to my kids, to my parents. Nobody has to stress about my health because I've got it covered, right? And I would also just say that the fourth reason for me is that it is about being proactive about your health management. If you're hearing the sound of my voice and you're not someone who gets seen regularly or within the guidelines, I really do recommend you go in for a head to toe checkup. It's amazing what can be caught in those early days when we're talking everything from, if you need a colonoscopy on up to a skin test for skin cancer, to get that basic blood work and making sure that your cholesterol and that your blood sugars are all in the right places. For me, my thyroid is something that I check each time. I only take one medication now. I'm off of everything else, and that medication is for my thyroid. So I like to make sure as I continue to improve my health, what can I do to decrease even that one medication? So for me, it's an extremely positive association. But for you, hopefully, it's a life hack. And you could apply this to other things in your life that may seem difficult to schedule, right? Think about the things where you're like, oh my God, how would I remember that? I know I'm supposed to always call this week to get the beach house for the summer, but I always seem to forget, right? So come up with tricks like this and positive associations for the goals and for the things that mean a lot to you in your life, in your business, with your health, and with your family, and just use it as a great little trick. I can't wait to see you back here. I'm actually coming back tomorrow. We're going to do live around 5, and this is going to be all about why and how I started Young Living. So I hope to see you then. I hope you guys are having a great evening. Happy Saturday, and I'll